Laura Peterson. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good,
How are
good,
you?
Good. Thanks for doing the podcast.
No problem.
Appreciate it. So I've been told that you have a very interesting life, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Some say yes,
Yes,
some say.
Yeah. This is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about you.
Okay.
And only you.
Sounds
Isn't that
good.
nice? The center of attention.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I'm sure. So I don't really know a lot about you, to be honest. Like, we've met a few times here because we kind of vacation at the same time every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 3 years at least that we kind of bump into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are you from originally? Like, where'd you grow up? And
Oh, okay. I grew up in the Lower Mainland, so
Okay.
I grew up in Surrey.
okay, Surrey girls. Yeah.
Surrey girls. Yep. Slightly proud and willing to say that I'm from there anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I lived in Surrey basically until I went to university
Mm-hmm.
and then moved into Vancouver
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of moved back to Surrey briefly. And then now I'm back in Vancouver again.
Are you gonna be comfortable enough?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay sitting like that?
I'm good.
Okay. Because we can move the chair in a bit or the mic
No.
as you wish. you
Okay.
know? Okay. So, but basically all in the Vancouver area then.
Yeah. All just local.
Yeah. And that's where you went to school?
Like university?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you stay
Yeah.
there to go to you went to
I went to Kwantlen first.
Mhm.
So I went to Kwantlen in Surrey.
Yeah.
And then I went to Emily Carr for a year. And then I went to SFU in Burnaby. And then I went to UBC. So I tried everything out.
Wow. Wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
And how were all those schools? Was that a good experience for you?
Yeah. Kwantlen was a good experience. I kind of went to, nobody in my family had ever been to university.
Oh.
And so I didn't really know how the whole process worked. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I always wanted to be a physiotherapist, but the grade point average is really high and it's hard to get into that. So I started off with Kwantlen just because it was close to home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always liked doing art. So I decided to do a year at Emily Carr because I was thinking like biomedical illustration at some point.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would have been like a master's degree at University of Toronto.
Yeah.
And then I did that. And then I went to SFU to like finish my kinesiology degree. And I had the grade point average to get into physio. So then my plan went back to the original plan of physio school.
So you focused, bared down, so to speak, and got the grades you needed to get there.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
So you were able to like kind of at SFU, was that like upgrading or was that just like pre?
Well, physio was a master's degree.
Okay.
So, and I knew that with biomedical illustration, that was a master's degree too.
Mhm.
So I just had to get my first degree in something.
Right.
So that kind of, that led me into being able to have whichever option I wanted, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your degree in?
Kinesiology.
Kinesiology.
Yeah.
So is that like a Bachelor of Science? Is that what they would call that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the study of the human body. You do like nutrition, physiology, anatomy, ergonomics, a whole bunch of
So
different.
all body and health
Yeah.
and wellness type stuff.
Health and wellness type stuff for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
You're enjoying that?
Yeah.
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 So what pushed you in the direction of physiotherapy?
I originally got the idea because I had scoliosis when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to physio for that. And
So you experienced physiotherapy as a patient for
Yeah.
early in your life.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I knew I liked medicine, but I didn't think I wanted to be a doctor or do anything that was that
Right.
like kind of intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so physio seemed like a good career choice, and it seemed like the physios that I encountered all seemed to really enjoy their jobs. So when I did my kinesiology degree, I job shadowed a physio, and he was like lots of fun. And I was like, oh yeah, this is totally what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what is scoliosis? Because a lot of people won't know what that is that are watching this.
Yeah, it's
Can you get into like explain to us what it is and how it's treated and what your your options would be? Do you have that or something?
Yeah, so most of the time, young girls develop it in adolescence. So it's as your bones grow, you get like a wedge-shaped disc or vertebrae. Like one of them will form.
Is it mostly girls?
It's mostly girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it happens during like peak growth spurts.
Okay.
So most people don't get it when they're young. They get it, well, in adolescence.
Okay.
So
not infants per se. Like
yeah, I mean, it can happen, but that's much rarer.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the options for treatment for that are bracing and surgery and exercises. But in Canada, at least when I had my curve, there was nobody. I think there might have been a couple of people doing specific exercises for scoliosis, but basically the treatment options were like bracing and surgery.
Okay.
So I had bracing for, I don't know, 3 years or something.
So what does that look like? Bracing. What does that mean?
It's a lot better now.
Okay.
It's like a rigid brace. So you wear like
a girdle per se?
It's kind of like a girdle, yeah. And then it wraps around like your pelvis and up into your rib cage.
Yeah.
And it's like made of really hard plastic that they form to you to kind of push you back to like a straighter spine.
Okay.
Because did I say that scoliosis is an S curve? So you get that wedge-shaped vertebra.
I was just going to ask you
and
that.
you end up with
which way does the spine curve for scoliosis? Like, is it curving from side to side or front to back?
It curves from side to side.
Side to side. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you can get like a C-shaped curve or an S-shaped curve with scoliosis. So they with the bracing, they try to push you as straight as they can.
Right.
And then depending on the person, sometimes that corrects it or reduces the curve enough that you avoid surgery.
Okay.
And other times the curve will just keep growing, or if they catch it late, then they can do surgery on girls that have finished growing.
Okay.
So I had surgery at 14 for it. Yeah.
Is that like a big thing?
It's a big surgery,
Big surgery?
Yeah.
So what do they do when they do surgery on a scoliosis?
It's Harrington rods. So they put metal rods on either side of the spine.
Oh, wow.
And they
tie it together sort of thing? Or what are they doing?
It's screws and rods.
Wow.
Anchoring you in place.
That done?
Yeah. And then they actually remove bone from your pelvis, and they use the bone to like fuse your spine. So that bony fusion along the spine is actually stronger eventually than the rods are.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like double fused, like rods and screws, and then also
So tell me about this rod and screw. So the rod runs along the spine on either side?
On both sides.
And so when someone says rod to me, it sounds like it's round, but it's not. It's got like holes in it that they can put a screw through the rod into the vertebrae?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds pretty serious.
It's pretty big surgery, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens to your back once you've got that done? Can you still move front to back?
You have very, very, basically no flexibility in whatever section that they fuse. I guess just as flexible as a metal rod is, which is
nothing,
hardly
basically.
anything. Yeah.
So do you have a problem like touching your toes?
No. So my curve was just in the thoracic spine, like just mid-back. And mid-back is mostly rotation.
Oh, okay.
So I have limited rotation, but you kind of can fake it, you know?
Yeah.
Like shoulders move and...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Lower moves, shoulders move.
Yeah.
But
so
the
it
center,
still looks like
even if you go as hard as you can, you're not gonna stretch that out ever. That is done. It's right.
It's
crazy.
Yeah. But I think if you have one that extends into your low back and they have to fuse the lower back, then you'd have more limited mobility because there's a lot of like flexion extension that comes from the low back.
Okay.
Yeah. So mine stops at the bottom of my mid back.
Okay.
But it's still like.
So how long is that rod? Like
it's from just below my neck to bottom of my ribs.
Oh wow! So you're like over a foot long.
Oh, it's more than 2 feet long. Yeah.
Oh, is it? I don't know. You're not that tall. We get the idea.
It's long.
It's long. It's big. Crazy.
Exactly.
So then you went through that surgery when you're 14.
Yeah.
The recovery must be long.
I think it's like a month off school. So I think I was only in the hospital for 3 days, but that was only because I hated it there. So I just tried to get home.
Right.
And I think most people are there for up to a week. And then, a month recovery at home where you get where I had tutoring to keep up with my schoolwork and stuff in high school.
Sure.
And then, back to normal. I feel like I wasn't allowed to do, I think there was a year period where you're not allowed to do like full activity yet.
Right.
But I wasn't the most active kid, so I didn't really care. I was
Really?
happy about that. I was like, yay, no PE.
Oh gosh, you're always running and doing stuff now.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
You changed
about
something.
That.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I asked my wife permission to mention this because apparently she went to physio recently and has scoliosis.
Oh, really?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, she's almost 50 now.
Mm-hmm.
Never diagnosed. Never knew she had it.
Weird.
Yeah, I know. Weird, right?
Yeah.
So what is someone of that age, if they didn't know they had it or whatever, is there anything you could do? Because it's, later stages, well, not later stages, but midlife now.
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone like that can do?
Definitely. Yeah, so surgery and like bracing and stuff aren't really... surgery is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
So it would be for
Especially
only
'cause
like
it'd be
really
pretty mild
bad.
because no one really ever noticed.
Yeah.
It, right?
In her case, it would just be exercises for sure.
Right.
Bracing is only something that you do in spines that are still growing.
Right.
That's the
when
only
the
benefit.
bones are still kind of soft.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like maybe it looks like there's a change right after you take the brace off, but then it'll go back. You know,
I
like
see.
it's not going to hold. It'll hold in a kid because the bones are still forming in that brace.
Right.
But in an adult, it won't.
Right.
But exercises for sure.
Exercises could work for someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess exercise works for pretty much everything.
Yeah. And you probably want to go to somebody that can actually like screen you for scoliosis, like see how much, because I feel like a lot of people are told they have scoliosis, and some of them are going to have like a pretty decent sized curve, and other ones are going to have like a really, really small curve that you don't have to worry about too much.
Right. I feel like that's where my wife is because no one ever noticed. No one ever said anything.
Yeah.
Can't tell.
You can't even see it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you know her.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be obvious.
Yeah.
So in that case, it might not. Would it maybe not even matter?
It might not even matter.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if it's a really small curve. But like there's still exercises you can do that are more beneficial for it, like core strengthening and spinal strengthening and like things you can do to support your spine.
Oh, so she's already doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But if, say, it ends up that it's a bigger curve that nobody spotted, then there are like specific exercises stuff for it. Yeah. But so there's scoliosis that you develop when you're like an adolescent, and then there's also scoliosis that develops later in life, degenerative scoliosis.
Sure.
So for her, it's probably just like a small missed curve when she was younger.
Yeah.
Especially if she doesn't have any back problems, really. Like.
Yeah.
But in somebody with lots of back pain and like maybe a lot of back arthritis, they could develop some scoliosis later in life too.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually pretty common.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So where do you practice?
I practice in Cloverdale and in Vancouver.
Oh, 2 places.
Yeah.
So you work out of a clinic there. Is it your own clinic?
I work in my own clinic in Cloverdale, and then I work out of, my friend's clinic in Vancouver.
Okay. Do you want to tell people what clinic you work out of?
Just
in case?
Sure.
You have 2 people will watch this, and you never know.
So in Cloverdale, I work at Clayton Heights 188th Street Physiotherapy and Sports Clinic. It's a long name.
Ooh, sounds official.
And in Vancouver, I work at Myodetox on Oak Street.
Yeah. Both good clinics, I guess.
Both good clinics. Great clinics, yeah.
All right, so let's backtrack a bit now. So you get out of school. How old are you when you finally graduate a physiotherapist?
26.
26. Oh, wow. You got there quick. You didn't mess around too much. You didn't take a gap
I felt like
year.
I did at the time.
Yeah, right? I know, right?
Because it was 8 years. Like
as you get older, that just doesn't seem...
As I get, now it doesn't seem like much. I was like, oh, I was so young.
Yeah, 26. That's awesome. You take a gap year?
No.
No? You didn't go traveling?
No.
No.
I didn't.
Neither did I.
I did some traveling during school, but no time off.
Where'd you go? Anywhere big?
Where did I go? I think I went to Costa Rica.
Oh, nice.
Like the year after
high school?
No. Oh, I went to Europe after high school.
Oh, where'd you
for
go?
like a little quick trip. That was Italy and France. in Spain. That was like with my high school
Oh.
art teacher.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was
it
fun.
like through school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just a little taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, just enough to make you want to go back.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
And then you went to Costa Rica?
That was after Emily Carr.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, you say Emily Carr. Now, I don't know anything about that school. Is that an art school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of art? Like,
I did like the equivalent of, I think, second year there,
okay.
because I had taken a bunch of art classes in college too.
Were you drawing, painting?
Yeah, drawing and
sculpting?
painting. I took drawing, painting. Did I take sculpture there? No.
No.
I didn't. I'm not good at sculpture. Yeah, I took drawing and painting and web design and
Oh yeah, web design was a thing.
anatomy
once,
drawing.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, web design.
That was
But
a
it was
thing
like
once.
beginner.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's not. I don't know if it's a thing anymore.
Yeah.
There's just people that do that now. Nobody takes it unless you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, you have
yeah.
to kind of specialize in
Yeah.
just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you got out of school at 26 and immediately went to work?
Yeah, I went and I applied at hospitals because I actually stopped, like I worked part-time when I was in college, but then I decided that scholarships and bursaries were the way to go after a while in university, and so that I could focus on my studies and get good grades. So then I wanted to make some money and have benefits. So I worked at Richmond Hospital for about 8 months. And just as like a good introduction and like a guaranteed wage, because if you go to work in private clinics, you have to build up your caseload and there's no guaranteed income.
Right. So when you're in a private clinic, you're actually only getting paid for when you work on patients.
Yeah.
That takes time to develop, I
And
guess.
yeah, and when I was a physio student, I did hospital placements because you have to do a bunch of hospital placements. And then you only get to do one private placement, like in a clinic. And so I did a hand therapy placement, which was
Okay, so tell me
awesome.
about that, because I don't know what that means exactly. So you're in a hospital and you can do a private placement?
Oh, so private placements is like a clinic, like where
Okay.
I work right now. So
Oh,
you only
okay.
get to do one of those, and all the other physio placements are hospital based.
And
so
is this for what is this for? Just for kind of getting out there in the real world?
yeah,
okay?
preparing you for the real world.
Okay.
Because it's it's a good degree. Like they prepare you for the real world job.
Okay, right.
Yeah, but they want to make sure that you know how to do all the different areas of the hospital, because physios, I think we usually think of physios as working in private clinics,
Yes.
but there's a lot of different roles inside the hospital. So there's like neurophysios that work with people with like strokes and other neurological problems. There's cardiorespiratory physios that work with people who say have like open heart surgery, recovery from that, or like respiratory disorders. Then what other types of hospital physios? There are orthopedic hospital physios too that work with like knee and hip replacements. But yeah, there's physios working on like most wards in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so they prepare you to take over any of those positions. And then I did hand therapy for my one private placement.
What is that? What's hand therapy? Like,
Hand
what
therapy,
happens?
it's a specialty because there's a lot of surgeries, like a lot of very intricate surgeries that happen in the hand.
Oh, okay.
So, and then a lot of them have protocols and splinting. Like they'll make braces, like custom braces after a hand surgery.
Okay.
So you have to be trained specifically as a hand therapist to treat those kind of conditions. So it's really like a cool area, like very interesting surgeries that they do in the hand. So
You'll work on getting people's mobility back in their hand and getting it
strength and mobility, and a lot of people that are off work because of injuries that have happened at work. Some people with skin grafting,
right,
like tendons that have ruptured and they reattach them.
Sure.
Partial amputations of part of a finger, doing desensitization. Yeah, just all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought, getting the movement back in the hand and strengthening it back up and
Right.
all that stuff.
So you did that in a private clinic as a placement.
Yeah, just for like a few weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was really cool, but I didn't want to specialize right away as a physio. I wanted to just be able to treat like general kind of hips, knees, shoulders, every part of the body.
Right.
So it didn't really prepare me as a student for that. So I was a bit intimidated of going into like the regular private clinic when I first graduated because I had gotten more experience with hands.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah. I think that's partially why I went into the hospital first, was just to ease myself into it.
So when you went into the hospital situation, you were able to work on all different parts of...
Yeah, well, it was more just general, like getting people up and walking,
right?
Preparing them for going back home after they've been admitted to the hospital.
Right.
Yeah. So kind of maybe the easier stuff, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And the stuff that we're super prepared for.
Right. Oh,
as a new grad, yeah.
Right. You've studied it. You know what to do when you're trying to get someone to help them walk
exactly.
again, right.
A lot less intimidating than the private setting.
Yeah. So once you did that for a while, then you went to a private clinic after eight or so months.
Yeah, then I started working at a couple of different private clinics in Richmond and started seeing, all different parts of the body's orthopedics.
Right.
And and it was kind of like I worked at places that were a little bit slow, which was nice as a new grad because you need that extra time with people to kind of figure out what you're doing.
Right.
And then, and then I started working out in Cloverdale after that. I did another 8 months at the two kind of slower places where I was a bit slower in Richmond.
Nice. I always feel like they rush me out of there too quick. I've been to physio a few times. I was rear-ended like a couple years ago and went to some physio, and it seems like sometimes it seemed like you got your value, and other times it seemed like they're just getting you out of there so quick. It's like, you hardly did anything. I want more. Like,
you're like, I'm just starting to get into it.
This is just starting to feel right. And you're getting rid of me already? Can I pay for 2 sessions?
Totally.
Yeah. So that's kind of nice that you're able to work somewhere like that and then like actually give people a little extra time. It's nice.
Yeah. I think it takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
The physio, and people are always happy if they get lots of time, for sure.
Yeah, I think my physiotherapist in Victoria always spends a little extra time with his clients because he's always running late.
Oh, is he?
I'll go there at a 10 o'clock appointment. He's already running late. It's like, are you kidding me? How are you going to make
That's
up
how you know that they're spending extra time with you, when they're always behind.
Yeah. Yeah, the clinic gives him like 20 minutes, but he's always over.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know how he makes it up. His last client must be like waiting an hour.
Maybe he has a lunch break in the middle and
like
just gets to scarf down food for 5 minutes. I think that's how a lot of people do it.
Oh, really? And then get your next client as quick as you can.
Kind of make up that time in the break.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Usually you always plan to not do that.
Right.
But then once you get in the habit of falling behind,
you can't break it.
It's really hard to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes he got me out. I think they have like 20 minutes. Does that sound
right?
right?
That's what I have out in Cloverdale.
Yeah, so I think he had 20 minutes. And sometimes he was like, he must have been concentrating to get me out of there in 20.
Yeah, especially if he's already 10 minutes behind.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, then you know.
So once you did your general sort of physio work, am I using the right terminology? Like a general practitioner of physiotherapy, sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you start to specialize after?
So I continued to do general for a long time, and then I did courses in like acupuncture and IMS.
What's IMS?
Just a different type of needling that helps with more chronic conditions, and you get like more muscle.
What does IMS stand for?
Intramuscular Stimulation.
Oh, I've had that.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a little bit more intense.
Yeah. Do they hook something up to it?
I
haven't seen them do it because I was on my back, but it's like, yeah.
Oh, you've had the electrical.
I think so, yeah.
They can do that with acupuncture or IMS.
Oh, okay, so I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's different types. So the kind that I do, I don't leave the needles in.
Oh,
but I know other people that do dry needling, and they leave the needles in. So.
Because once I didn't know he had the needles in, and I started to move. He goes, "Don't move!" I'm like,
oh my
gosh! I didn't
gosh!
know they were, because you can feel the needle going in, but it's really subtle. It's not painful. Like you think it'd be painful.
Yeah.
But I guess there was like, I don't know. I look like a pincushion, and I didn't know it.
And you're like, adjusting yourself.
Yeah. He's like, oh, don't move. Yeah, so I guess he'd put the needle in, then you rotate it or something, or like do something to the needle once it's in there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes with IMS, you're trying to put it in the tight part of the muscle.
Yes.
And so you're looking for like a muscle contraction response.
Yes.
That's what you hope for. So you might like put it in the muscle, and if you don't get a twitch, or even if you do, you might want another one. You might just like move it in and out a little bit, or to get more response from the muscle.
And that is supposed to do what?
You get a twitch response from the muscle, and then it releases after. It also sends a reflex response through the nerve root, and that helps with like the health of your spine. That supplies that muscle. Yeah,
I had it done in my lower back and in my neck area.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you can tell me what happened. So he did my neck one time, and one of them started to bleed.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And he was like, "That's not common." But it wouldn't really stop either.
Oh, it wouldn't stop.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it did stop eventually. It's not like I bled out or anything. But yeah, it was just persistent. It's kind of weird. Maybe he hit something.
Yeah.
A little capillary or something there.
Yeah. I mean, we tell people like, obviously we're avoiding any like major blood vessels and nerves. So, but there are little ones everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's always the chance that you hit a little one, and then you could end up with bleeding, and then you're usually going to end up with a little bruise too.
Oh.
You probably didn't look.
No,
when
I
it's
didn't.
on your back, you might not notice.
Yeah,
other people might tell you, but
nah, no one mentioned it. So, so you did needling.
Yeah, and then I did training in scoliosis in the last few years.
Oh, I see. So scoliosis is like you don't really necessarily learn about scoliosis as when you do your regular physiotherapy?
I think they do a little bit more now, just enough so that people are like, so that physios know kind of what not to do and what is safe to do, but not to treat it specifically.
Okay.
But like, yeah, just to give them exercises that are helpful.
Right.
But then there's extra training that you can do to give exercises that are more specific to scoliosis and aimed at like improving the curve versus just kind of maintaining it and strengthening it.
Right. Does that sound right? Did you get that out right?
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a little more to it than that.
A little more to it. Yeah. I get you're giving us the Cole's Notes version here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got time. If there's anything you want to touch on more specifically, you go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not going to cut you off. So you had to specialize to do that.
Yeah, I had to take some extra courses.
Okay.
So I went to New York to take the first course.
New York?
Yeah.
Where? In the city?
Cool. Yeah.
At the university?
Yeah, at the university there. I can't remember which university it was.
It's like right downtown. I walked the campus of it. Is that the one? The big one?
I don't think it's the big one.
Yeah, okay.
No,
yeah,
it's not a university I'd heard of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you were in the city.
But it was in the city,
Neat.
So it was
and you did
a great trip.
How long were you there? Like 6 months or 3 months?
No, it was 8-day course.
Oh, okay.
But full days. So like for a continuing education course, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you write an exam at the end and everything.
Yeah.
And then that's like the first part, and then there's like a part 2. So I went to Europe to do the second part.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got back to Europe again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was that?
That was in the Netherlands.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. In like a suburb in the Netherlands. So
did you go to Amsterdam and get high while you were there?
I did not get high. I was with my parents and my son. But I went to Amsterdam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we went there for like 3 days.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and cool. we did walk to the red light district.
Yeah.
Like as a family.
As a family.
And then when
where families go?
When we got there, we saw the window displays and turned around. I'm like, look, Brandon, there's a candy store.
Let's get out of here.
And then we're going to turn and go this way now.
So you have a son, but you had your son early then.
How old was I? 31?
Oh, 31. Okay. Because I didn't realize, I guess you had worked a few years then, because I'm just trying to get the timeline straight here. You worked a few years.
Yeah, so 32 when I had him.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were starting to specialize a little later on after you had done
I actually took most of the courses after having him.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I took my manual therapy courses before I had him, which is just like, joint mobilizations and soft tissue work, like all the hands-on that you get at physio.
Yeah.
So I did that part of it because that's like the best kind of, as far as I'm concerned, like the best kind of general training that you can do to be kind of proficient at treating any joint.
Right.
Kind of expands on what we already learn in school. Yeah.
Okay. So now when you are at your practice or when you're practicing, are you specializing? Is that what you do now? Do you work like specifically with scoliosis patients and pretty much that is it?
I think I probably do about 50% scoliosis. And I do more spinal, like work with people with spinal problems too, probably than the average because of the scoliosis work. And just, it kind of lends itself to treating more spine as well. Because it's not just scoliosis that have the training in, it's kyphosis as well.
Which is what?
Which is rounding of the mid-back.
Oh, so that would be like a front to back rounding. Yeah,
different plane.
Okay.
So I probably do about 50% that, and then 50% just like mostly people that I've been treating for a long time, or
like
just
a
general
sore neck or
general injuries. Yeah.
Do you guys have a gym at the place where you work?
Yeah, we have gyms at both clinics.
So you can show people how to do the right exercise to
get
them strong and all that.
Yeah, for scoliosis, it's all about hanging exercises.
Like hanging from your feet?
Like
an
hanging
inversion table?
from, more like pull-up kind of hanging.
Okay.
And we have this set of ladders, like a ladder that is mounted against the wall. It's kind of like something you'd use in dance.
Okay.
And we use that to do the exercises.
Oh.
So it's a different kind of gym equipment. But we have full gyms at both clinics with weights and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
Cool. You had your son at 31?
32.
32? Were you married?
Yes.
You were married?
I was married.
Okay.
Oh.
And your son's a cool kid. I've met him a few times. And you're a great mom.
Thanks.
Yeah. I like the way you parent. No, you're really super involved with your child, which is good. I find like a lot of parents, kids are just something they think they should do. You know what I mean? And rather than like, okay, I've got this child and it's like a blank canvas and I can help this human grow to be a good person, or I can just like, whatever. But you seem to be very involved. And I like that. That's pretty cool. My wife and I both talked about how I was like, I can't believe how much one-on-one time she spends with her child. It's unbelievable. Like I don't
Sometimes
know.
I'm like,
yeah,
I think it's excessive.
Do you need a little adult time sometimes?
Yeah, totally. But Brent, he's used to so much that he pulls me back in again, you know?
Yeah. Every time you try and get out, he pulls you back in.
He's like, why don't you try this level of spelling, Mummy? I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah. So you were married. What happened there? What happened in the relationship that it ended? Was it just a growing apart, or?
Yeah, I think, I guess it was, maybe it was kind of happening and I didn't really realize it at the time that we were kind of.
Were you focused a lot on work? Was he focused on work? Or was it?
No, like we were in I think we were in a good relationship.
Yeah.
And, maybe there was just some things that he wanted in life that I wasn't quite, that he didn't even know was important to him at the time until all of a sudden it was.
Right.
And I definitely think that like having a child made that more like urgent to him, or, changed his.
I've gone through
like midlife crisis.
Yeah, I've gone through small crises in my life too.
I don't know if you'd like that I call it that.
Well, it's not midlife because he's probably younger than that. Was
yeah, a year older.
Oh, so yeah, so he's
so not midlife, but kind of like that.
I'm
where
almost 50. I feel like I'm going through my midlife crisis, starting a podcast, buying a convertible, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, then
I don't know.
Did you buy a convertible?
I have a convertible, but I've had
Oh.
convertibles for years, so I don't know
Okay.
if that's part of my crisis.
No.
It might be because I bought a new convertible.
Oh, maybe then.
Maybe, yeah. But I want to own it. I'm owning my midlife crisis, right?
Yeah.
It's better a car than a girlfriend, I'm thinking.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The car's an acceptable choice. Totally.
So it wasn't a midlife crisis, but was he going through something that like
I
just,
think that just feeling like
did he miss out on something in his younger days? Like, because I feel
Yeah.
that sometimes, like, I feel like I got into business so young and started focusing on like my grown up life so young that I feel like there's times that I missed out certain things. Like, I see the kids that are hanging out at this house and they hardly have jobs, you know, or like even my kids, you know, by the time I was 16, I was working, like I was going to school and then working every day basically outside of school. So
Yeah.
I feel like I see some of the kids around here and on the island and they've got like a full summer off.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
I
you're
never-
supposed to work during
Yeah,
that summer.
That's the way I'm thinking. I'm like, you're supposed to work
so that
all
you can
summer.
like pay for
whatever,
a
but,
car
yeah.
or
So I
university.
feel like, yeah, exactly. So I feel like sometimes when you're like I was, when you're working all summer, you're working the weekends, you're not hanging out and doing that kid stuff, maybe it hits you a little harder later on.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think so. Because we got together, like I was 19 and he was 20 when we started dating. And it was very serious, like
Right
quickly.
away. Yeah.
And so like, and neither one of us had really dated much before. So it was like first serious relationship and then just
And
we
then
stayed
just
together.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, he wanted that. But then, yeah, I guess as you get older and you go like, oh, I never did any of the, just being with the same person for your
Yeah.
whole life.
I
It's a long
I think the
time.
unfortunate part is you feel like, whatever. Oh, I never slept around, or I never experienced other people, or I never did this, or I never partied. But then you give up what you had, which was a nice, stable relationship, and then you go and
Yeah.
experience that stuff and go, God, that's shit. What did I want that for?
Gets old pretty fast.
Gets old real fast. Yeah, no kidding. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know. Well, you don't know what you don't know. What you haven't experienced, you don't know how, it's not really that great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you guys split apart after you had?
yeah, when we separated when he was just under a year.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it happened pretty quick.
It happened
after.
pretty quick, yeah.
And you've been basically raising him on your own since, or?
No, we share him about like close to 50-50.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
yeah.
nice. So
Yeah,
he's still good dad and part of the Brandon's life. So
Yeah,
that's
totally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we get along and
Oh, good. So you're able to.
we're able to co-parent.
Yeah,
for
good.
sure.
Well, that's good for the kids too, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yourself. It would be awful to every time you saw your ex to just be like fighting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be horrible?
It would
Oh
be
my
horrible.
gosh.
Some people hang on to that hate for a long time.
Long time, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we definitely had conflict for a few years.
Sure.
But I think we were pretty good. And like now we're on really good terms.
Yeah.
So, and
there's
Brandon's really close with both of us. So
Nice.
yeah, I think it's pretty as ideal as it can be for like
Not
the
being together.
situation
Yeah.
that we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm sure everyone's going to have some bitterness at the beginning because, you know, someone's been betrayed or let down or
Yeah. It's obviously not what you were going for when you got married.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. No one's ever going for let's break up in a few years.
Yeah. I think it kind of helps because we were together for like a long time. We were like together for 13 years.
Yeah.
So I think it helps with us just like really understanding each other and,
Sure.
you know, having a good relationship now
Mm-hmm.
that like, yeah, we just understand each other's personalities really well too.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you in the dating scene now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
No. Ooh, single lady. Single lady on the podcast.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to embarrass you. So, are you actively seeking relationship right now, or is it just something that you've kind of put on hold for a while you pursue your career and raise your child, or what are your feelings in that respect?
I I think I've always been like, yeah, just open to relationships and maybe pursuing it to some extent all the time.
Yeah.
A bit with little breaks here and there when I really get tired of the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's online dating, and
I was just going to say that there must be some serious challenges in the dating scene today.
Yeah, and I mean, I never really experienced it when I was younger, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
getting to be like, 32, and then you're like, okay, now I'm going to date for the first time. Like, how does this whole thing work?
How does this work? Yeah.
Yeah,
where do I
but
go?
now I've been doing it for a while, so.
Yeah. So you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Have you done any of the online dating stuff?
Definitely, yeah.
And do you find it works? I mean, I know zero.
Obviously
about it,
not, because I'm still single.
Right.
But
Proof's
no.
in the pudding.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, I think it's good for like just meeting new people and like, I've been on lots of first dates, like met a lot of different people. But I think it's a bit of like I think you just meet a lot of just random people, right?
Sure.
You don't really
you
know.
normally meet.
Yeah, you don't really know whether there's any match there at all just from a online profile.
Yeah.
So you could meet them for the first time and not necessarily connect.
Sure. Well, no.
Like,
chances are you won't.
Chances are you won't. It's like
Yeah.
meeting some random person. It's not even the person from the coffee shop that you thought was cute. It's just some person
Yeah.
that you saw their online picture.
And
So you
thought
don't
they were
really get
cute.
their
Yeah.
mannerisms or
Yeah.
like much information about them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's better to meet someone at a coffee shop, I think, than it is
yeah,
online, right?
it really is.
Yeah, at least you get to talk to them for 5 seconds first. And you kind of
Yeah.
get an idea of you.
Or through friends. Yeah. But a coffee shop would be fine.
Yeah.
Or through friends would be
Yeah.
even better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but online dating is definitely, it's an interesting thing.
Well, I'm sure you've got the whole dynamic of people. I don't want to say just guys, but people that are just in it for the hookup. So you got to like navigate that. If that's not what you're interested in, then you got to kind of like flush out all that. I mean, and then if that's why you're there, then you've got to try and figure out who else is there for that too. So it's like a thing, like you got to figure out what people's intentions are, I would imagine. I mean, I haven't got an online dating profile right now. I've kind of like, for the last 25 years, I've not had one.
You haven't like made one just to
No,
see what what it is.
Dating profiles right now. I'm so grateful that I'm not in that scene. I think it'd be like, my gosh, the last time I asked a girl out was like 1992 or something like that. I don't know what the heck I would do now.
Yeah.
It'd be awful, wouldn't it? I would not know what the heck to do.
I think that people rely on it now, the online dating. Like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Especially like, well, I think it is an easier way to meet people when you're older too, because you're not just going out with your friends all the time and you're all single. Like, yeah. And then most of the websites, well, like the apps, I think is what most people are using, and it's just like swiping, right? So you have like a few little parameters that you find out about somebody, and then
swiping left
you just
or right
swipe
or
left
whatever.
or right.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing.
Quick decision making. Just whip through them.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's fun when you're first single. You're like, oh, look at all these possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I met my wife at work, and I would say a lot of the girls that I dated before that I just met through work. I guess, I don't know, and I guess that's even becoming trickier now with just everything and the climate we're in. I don't know if it's as appropriate anymore to ask someone out that you work with. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because it could be a little bit trickier to navigate. You got to be very careful you don't get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder for guys too.
Yeah,
maybe
I guess
now.
so. Yeah, I mean, are men still the pursuers in relationships now?
I don't know.
Because I mean, traditionally,
I mean,
men
I
would
think
be.
I feel like a lot less. Yeah, in my experience, anyways. I don't know if that's just the dating pool.
Right.
But like, it's interesting because I use Bumble as my main dating app.
Okay.
And it's where the woman has to make the first move.
Oh, okay.
So, like, Tinder is, as far as I know, more for hookups, and Bumble not so much. But I guess some people are there for hookups too.
Sure.
But anyway, so you swipe and you only get to see the people that you actually matched with. And then the woman is the one who has to like actually write the first message.
Oh, that's
So the guy can't message until
he
the
gets
girl
message
does.
first.
Yeah.
Huh.
But then I wonder, like sometimes I wonder if that lends itself to guys that are like more hesitant to make the first move.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Because it would make it a lot easier
Sure.
for the guys that aren't so forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife asked me out.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was funny. I said no.
You said no?
I did.
Why did you say no?
It was not because I wasn't attracted to her or anything like that. It was just at work we had a no fraternizing policy, and it was a family business. So I was just like trying to really toe the line.
Oh.
And all that. But she wore me down over time, though.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. She was so damn cute. You know? I can only say no so much, right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny. She loves me telling that story. So I said no.
That's
So that's a good way to do it, I think, that the girl makes the first move. That's interesting. I like that idea on Bumble.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But you know what I find though, like I don't have a problem with making the first move, but if I have to ask a guy out 2 times,
No, not gonna happen. No.
So I think that happens more often, that like they seem interested and you're like texting back and forth, but then they don't ask you out on the second date. I mean, maybe they're just not that interested.
You've went out on a date?
Yeah, you've gone for coffee now, and you're still messaging.
But then he doesn't ask you out again?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's not interested at that point. Just cut him loose.
Yeah, well, either
That's
he's
weird.
not interested or he's not
Able to?
not going to. I don't know. But anyways, it's okay. I don't need to go on a second date with that guy, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. Once my wife and I went on our first date, then I should clarify. Our first date, we were just like, it was like just getting to know each other. We probably just got to know each other for like 4 months. We didn't really date per se. We'd go out for a drink after work, or, a coffee or something that, you know what I mean? Just like very, very like.
Not serious.
Not serious. Serious, but not serious. I wasn't dating anyone else. So serious in that way, but not serious because I was just like going so slow. Yeah. I think because I liked her.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to be something like I didn't want it to turn into like a one night stand or something short term. Yeah. Yeah. So because I knew I liked her, so I was like, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna actually get to know her like properly. Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, yeah, it was nice. It was good. It worked out good. I mean, it's too easy to, when you're 20 whatever, too easy to just hop into bed with somebody and then kind of wreck everything.
Totally. Yeah.
I know, it's funny. I feel like from my life experience, how limited it is in the dating scene, honestly, because I was like you. I started dating Tanya when I was 23.
Okay,
I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
So pretty early on in life, I really didn't date very many people before that. So my experience is limited, but I think that the best relationship I had, obviously, was with my wife, and it was the one where nothing was rushed and everything. We just really got to know each other.
Yeah, you took your time.
I feel like in today's world, people are just hopping into bed so quick with each other, and I think it complicates things. It's not better. It's worse.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's short-term gratification, not long-term happiness. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be off base on that. I don't know.
I think that the online dating kind of lends itself to that too, like more people jumping into either relationships or bed faster,
Right.
For sure. Or like, I don't know, you just don't know what the expectation is out there too, right? You're like, are you expected to move things along really quickly?
Right.
But that's the nice thing about being young, right? Like, Yeah.
time's
When
on
I
your
met
side.
my ex, I was young and inexperienced, and everything was like snail's pace,
Yeah.
but like in a really good way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's like, I don't know. Who knows what people want?
Yeah.
I know what I want to do.
So
And
what are you looking for on when you're on Bumble? What do you want?
I mean, ideally, somebody that also has kids,
Mm-hmm.
or that likes kids.
Yeah, that's
And
that's an important part of your life now. So
yeah, and usually somebody that's also like been in like a long-term relationship before, been married before.
mm-hmm.
So
that you can have like a foundation of similarity, kids,
yeah,
long-term relationship, like some similarities.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just see that. Yeah, the similarity thing with the kids for sure, and then just that they've had some like a successful relationship in the past that's lasted, like
Right.
whether it's been a marriage or just something long term.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if their relationships are all really short, then
that's a problem.
you wonder
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Especially if they're blaming their partner all the time.
Oh yeah, that's
They've
not
had,
good.
They've had like 10 3-month relationships, and then they're always like, "Oh, those bitches! Why are they all like?"
Yeah, you're going to be one of those in the
It's
future.
probably you, actually. It's probably not them at all.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
You got to think about it.
yeah. You got to really dig deep there.
Yeah, so that's kind of somebody around my age too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Or I don't know, within a range, but
range, yeah.
most importantly is those other factors, which are usually not happening with somebody that's a lot younger, right? Somebody
Right.
mature too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you ever? Is it still like when I met my wife? I mean, work was the place. I think that like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many long-term relationships came out of where we worked. It was like it seemed like everyone. I still know lots of people that met at our work.
Yeah.
It was a neighborhood pub, so it was a little bit maybe a
okay.
little bit more
More social,
maybe
like
more
very social. Yeah.
Lots of people come in, lots of people around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But many relationships from that place. It's
Yeah.
it's interesting actually.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's different when you're younger. Like, I'm sure, yeah, my jobs when I was in university and stuff, lots of people dated and
Mm-hmm.
stuff at the workplace,
Yeah.
and now not happening, right?
Probably
Everybody's married and has kids.
yeah, and probably a better idea, because if it goes south, then it's awkward
yeah, to like date a coworker or
and then it
something.
not work out.
That would be really awkward.
Yeah, end up leaving the practice and going somewhere else to get away from it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That could be really awkward.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about like a day-to-day, you and your son. You're traveling quite a bit, right?
Oh, well, just to Savory Island.
Oh, just to Savory.
This year anyways.
Oh, yeah. Well, this year and last. But do you guys like travel anywhere else? And
Yeah, I mean, I've taken him to Europe. He went to New York as well.
when you went to school there?
Yeah, so I went on my own for part of it, and then
Mm-hmm.
my parents and Brandon joined for the end of the trip.
Nice. Do you
Yeah.
travel with your parents?
I do travel with my parents.
Like all the time?
A lot of
A
the
lot of it?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We travel
They're
with Tanya's
really
parents
into
quite
it.
a bit.
Do you?
too.
Yeah.
We not as much anymore. They're getting a little bit older now, but
Oh, okay.
Tanya's 50. Her parents are 83 and 85. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
a
nice.
little older, but
Yeah.
they're still healthy, so that's good. So yeah, we've definitely traveled with them. They got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
We don't mind it either. It's nice.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is kind of nice. I feel like I'm the person who books all the stuff, and
It makes it happen.
I mean, we pick together where we're going to go, and then like I'll do all the research and all the reservations and
Right.
stuff like that, which I like doing anyway. So
Yeah. Did you love New York?
I love New York.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My
I
wife
could
and
go
went
back
there.
there.
Yeah, we went there, I don't know, 2 years ago now, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were there for 5 days, and it was awesome. Saw so much neat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just endless things to
Yeah.
do
What
and
was
see
your
there.
favorite part?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I saw a few plays there. The Book of Mormon, The Phantom of the Opera. Oh, we were there in November. I've been there a couple times. But the first time we were there in November, and we went and saw the Rockettes at Radio City Music Hall.
Sweet.
So cool.
Yeah.
And that was very Christmas themed.
Yeah.
And like we got to see a few of like the Christmas window displays. They weren't all up, but yeah, and the shopping is good, and just like ice skating at Bryant Park, I think it is. They have like a little Christmas town that they put up, and then ice skating there.
Neat.
It's so pretty, like in the middle of the city to be ice skating. Yeah, I'm sure lots of other things too, but yeah.
I love the Met.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Did not give that enough time. I was starting to feel.
You need to break it up over a few days, though.
Oh my gosh, no kidding. Yeah, I had no idea how big that museum was.
Yeah.
I could go there for 3 full days, easy.
Yeah, I think I tap out at a certain point though,
Yes.
because like maybe like 4 to 6 hours, and then I'm like, okay. When you start being like, oh, like another Rembrandt.
Yeah.
You know, like
It didn't get that boring for me, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, I loved it, but yeah, it's just like
yeah, that was
amazing. The MoMA was really good too.
Oh no, I didn't go.
Okay. Yeah. The Met, I think, would be my recommendation to people, though.
Yeah, if you have one place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was amazing.
There's just so much there.
We hardly saw any of it. But the Egypt stuff, if you like Egyptian stuff, it's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah?
Really neat. Yeah, a lot of really old stuff. Like they have brought, fragments of hieroglyphs that are 5,000 years old. That's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I did like the art, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, it was interesting to see 4 Van Goghs in the same room. Like,
the amount that they have is just crazy.
Unbelievable.
Puts the Vancouver Art Gallery to shame.
Like, 6 Monets on one wall. It's like, are you kidding me right now?
I know.
You might not like Monet, but it's still impressive collection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. We really enjoyed going into the old part of the town, like lower, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we walked over the Brooklyn Bridge when we were there.
Oh, nice.
That was fun. Went for pizza in Brooklyn.
Yeah, we went for pizza in Brooklyn too.
Yeah, Dumbo or whatever they call it, like right over the bridge. I think it's
called
Dumbo.
Maybe we were at the same place. I don't remember
probably.
what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of fun there.
Yeah.
So where else have you brought Brandon?
I've taken him when he was little. I took him to Hawaii and Turks and Caicos.
Oh, nice.
And Disneyland a couple times, Disney World. Yeah, New York the one time. The trip to Europe where we went to Italy.
The red light district.
The red light district.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good mom. Yeah.
Totally. But we went to.
Other than that, I think you're a good mom.
Other than the red light district, yeah. There's a couple of things. Yeah, what else did we do? Oh, we went to Denmark too on that trip.
Oh, nice.
Because that's where my family's from. Well, like my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your grandparents are from Denmark on both sides of the family?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And your parents were both born here in Canada?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they met like in Vancouver, or did they meet here? They must have. They were both born here, so they met in Canada.
They met in Canada, yeah. Yeah. I think they met in Surrey, actually.
Oh, man.
I'm really originally
Your Surrey
Surrey.
roots go deep.
They do.
Are you at least in South Surrey?
Borderline.
Not really.
No, I didn't grow up in South Surrey. I grew up in Newton, which is like Surrey.
Surrey.
It's not Wally, but it's...
Oh, Wally. Whoa. Been there. It's awesome. There's a really great, I can't remember the name of it, fly fishing and fly tying store in Wally.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. And I went to that store and I couldn't believe, I was like, holy crap, where am I going?
Oh, yeah, on the way there.
Oh, yeah.
But the store was good.
Store was good. Store was great. Like around the store was like hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much what you think of when you think of a rough neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newton I think is a little rougher than when I grew up because it's not too far away from Wally. So Wally's getting nicer and Newton's kind of
is it
going downhill a little bit. But yeah, It was a good family kind of neighborhood back
Sure,
in the day, you know?
Sure. And you live where now?
Olympic Village in Vancouver.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it nice?
It's really nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, the Olympics were awesome. Did you go to some of those events?
I went to curling.
Oh, nice. So did I.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
okay.
curling.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I saw the what game was it? A bronze medal game, maybe? I can't remember now. Canada was not playing. Women's bronze, maybe. Yeah.
I think I saw women's too, actually,
Yeah.
but I can't
Tickets
remember
were hard
what.
to get. So
They were really
we just
hard to get.
We just took what we could get.
It was just cool to hang out in
Yeah,
Vancouver for
yeah.
the day, like, and kind of just see what was going on. But it was hard to get in anywhere, and like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was crazy.
it was just fun to be in the area, though. I think.
Yeah, my sister-in-law lives in Surrey.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So we stayed with her. So that was great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because we saw speed skating.
Oh, that would be cool.
It was awesome. We saw. I forget the events. I'm not. So we saw like a short track, maybe like a men's relay, and the Canadian men won gold when we were there, and that was super exciting. That
That's
was a
cool.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
I loved it. Oh, that was just great. Long track, which would be like long distance running equivalent. That's pretty slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like so if you're trying to if you want to kind of explore the speed skating world as a spectator, I highly recommend some short track stuff. It's quick, fast, lots of action. So it's good that way.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the long track stuff because I really like speed skating. So I thought it was like I enjoyed watching it. So it was okay, but it's a totally different tempo, right? It'd be like watching like a 4 kilometer foot race. It's not as exciting as a 100-meter.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's like I watch rugby sevens.
Yeah,
it's 7-minute games.
Yeah.
And like I'm not much of a sports watcher, but like
the rugby seven.
I
is
love
cool.
rugby sevens.
Yeah,
But
like
I've never tried watching a regular rugby game. I
It's great. I absolutely love rugby.
Oh, do you?
Rugby. Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever watched a sevens game, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's 7 minutes long and seven aside, right? Is there 7 aside?
Don't know.
Or is it a full? Yeah, I don't either. There's certain things that are different.
Yeah. As I said,
There's no
not a sports expert.
is there a scrum or like in
Rugby sevens?
Yeah. Do they do that?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So it's a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a much faster paced game. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a bug on you. We're out in the woods here, other side. Something. Yeah, it's gone now. There you go.
A little bug.
Yeah. We're out in
hopefully.
the forest here.
Totally. You got to watch out
But we're
for
not in an
June
indoor
bugs.
studio. When you come to the island, we'll do another one in the indoor studio.
Oh, okay.
It's just a room.
It's just a room.
I call it a studio. Sounds cool.
Sounds very official.
Yeah. So what are you doing for sports? Because I know you're a runner. You're training for a half marathon right now, right?
I'm training for the Seawees because I like to wear the Seawees. It's the Lululemon half marathon.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really hard to get a spot at the Seawees. But this year they're just doing a virtual event and it costs $5, and I'm pretty sure that they are registering way more people than normal. I don't know if it's unlimited or what, but it was low commitment, $5. And there's actually, like, you just run it on your own and track it through Strava.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing a little bit more running lately, so I thought I'd use the motivation to do that.
Sure. So what's Strava?
It's an app for tracking your runs.
Okay. So you could just start a run and it'll tell you how far you've gone and all that.
Your pace, and it maps it, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you're going to run a half marathon?
I'm going to run a half marathon.
When's that happen?
September.
Is that your first race?
That's my second one.
Second. And you did another half?
I did a half 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Before Brandon was born.
Oh.
While I was 4 months pregnant.
Oh, nice.
This one's going to be just as painful.
I'm sure.
Because I'm not ready for it. I think I'm less trained.
Oh,
I was more trained back then, but then running it when you're pregnant is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you running the whole time before you were pregnant though, too, right?
Yeah, I did I think I did a few 10Ks. Like I did the Sun Run, and I'm sure I did some other 10K races, and was just running really regularly at that time.
Yeah. So
I was pretty prepared to train for a half.
Yeah.
And And this time,
from what I understand, it's not the cardio when you're pregnant. It's that the ligaments and everything start loosening, and it could cause injury.
Yeah. That was a big part of the pain at the end of the race.
Oh, the joints,
the ligament laxity. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was sore coming over the finish line. I'm like,
oh gosh, yeah. I know my wife had been training when she got pregnant. She'd been doing a lot of running and hiking and stuff. So when she was 5 months pregnant, we hiked to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So she was cardiovascularly and strength-wise, she was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, again, she was only 5 pounds heavier.
No, it's like you think.
You think. You're just like, it's nothing. But it's the loosening of the ligaments and everything that
was
you.
Like, I planned to do it, and I knew that I would be
pregnant.
Been
training all
I knew
along,
that
so
I would likely be pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's safe to continue doing.
Yes.
And I was like, this baby is the size of like nothing.
A fava bean.
Yeah, right? Like, why would I not be able to run this?
Yeah.
But it made the training a lot harder too. Like it was like every run was like a run where you're just like, oh, I'm so tired today. Yeah.
So that was your last one. 10 years?
10 years. It really snuck up on me.
How old's Brendan?
He's going to be 10 in October.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow. So 10 years ago, and then you're doing another. How you think you're going to do okay? Are you getting the training?
I think I'm going to get through it.
Yeah,
so far.
So
it's more the mental, like whether I actually stick to the training plan.
Yeah.
More than anything,
I
think.
I see you running here. So
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's motivation.
I know.
To run while you're on Savory Island.
I tried to get you to do the podcast yesterday, but you had to go for a run.
I did.
So you dissed me to run.
I had to.
I was like feeling a little dejected.
Did you?
No, not really. I was like, yeah, she's got to train. She's training. How long's a marathon? Do you know?
Marathon is like 40 something, and a half is 22, I think.
That's kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any aspiration to do a marathon in the foreseeable future.
No.
I'm good with a half. A marathon takes such a long time.
I know.
I don't think I want to run that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to make this like an annual thing, do you think? Or is this just like
you know what? I would like to do the real Seawees because it's like
Seawees.
kind of
is
a cool
like
social
event?
thing.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
So, I'd like to do it in person when there's like the whole race is happening because I think it would be really fun because I do like races, and plus you get shorts.
Cool.
They're Lululemon, so I'd be happy with that. And you get a cool medal. I think I'm not going to get anything with this. I mean, obviously when it costs $5 to register. Yeah. And then they have an event after, like they have concerts, they have yoga, they have all sorts of things.
It's like a big festival around the
race.
That's fun.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a lot of fun. So I'd probably try to do it again next year just to experience it, and then we'll see. I might take another break from it. But as long as I enjoy it, I don't love running.
Right. Do you have any maybe triathlon aspirations or anything? No?
No, not right now.
No.
I'm not a good enough swimmer, and I don't like biking on the road.
Oh, so pretty much no then.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe in the future. Be a lot of skill development involved in that.
Yeah. Steep learning curve. Do you bike off-road? Do you do any off-road biking?
Mostly just like seawall.
Oh, I see. Just like paved trails.
Yeah.
Not biking per se. Not like.
No, we did a little bit at Alice Lake because we were there.
Yeah.
Last weekend, but like super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do that kind of stuff?
I used to in my youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I used to mountain bike a lot. I still have my bike, and actually my daughter wanted to go mountain biking because I've talked about like some of the trails I used to ride, and they're still around. So we ride the Dump. It's called because it's right next to the landfill.
Oh, okay.
But it's really nice actually. It's not like.
It's not like the name.
No, people are like, you ride the Dump? It's like, well, we call it the Dump. So we went out with my daughter, just her and I, and oh my gosh, I'm so old and tired. I thought I was good still, but I'm not good.
You were like, you realized how
terrible
hard it was.
Yeah. I'm still okay technically, but like my cardio, even though I still work out, not a lot, but I still work out. I still do some cardio. I still do some weights, not a ton, but but oh my gosh, when you're not used to being on a bike and riding single track, negotiating rocks and roots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. But it was super fun, and we'll go again.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went on the pump track at Alice Lake.
Oh,
And
nice.
I only did it one time, and then I was like, I feel like I'm going to hurt myself. I would have tried it again. We were only there for a couple days, though, and I just didn't get around to it. But maybe next time I'll try to go on it again. Not like I'm going to do anything fancy.
Yeah, yeah. You're not catching any air. Yeah.
Definitely not. I
Yeah.
saw some kids doing that, and I was like, oh, wow, that's what you're supposed to do on this thing.
Yeah, yeah. Where's Alice Lake?
Squamish.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah.
And is there like camping there? Is that the idea, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds nice.
It was really pretty. Yeah, hikes, and we did some paddle boarding there, and the biking, and
Squamish used to have
was
kind
really
of a
pretty.
bad name too, I think, right? It was kind of like
yeah, I think so.
kinda like a Surrey-ish kind of thing to Whistler.
Yeah, now it's
Now it's not
super
anymore.
nice.
It's super cool.
yeah, it's
Haven't
like
been
a
there
real outdoorsy community.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a few years, but it's pretty. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been doing like some hikes and stuff this year, so we're going up to Squamish again to do a hike there.
What's that big rock face that everyone climbs there? Do you know?
Oh, the Chief.
Is it? Oh, the Chief. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. When
It
you
is
see people
crazy.
climbing that thing,
Yeah.
because you can see them from the highway, and it's like this sheer rock cliff. I don't know how high it is. Super high. Seems like it's a mile high.
Yeah.
And there's like these little specks on the side of this rock. It's pretty awesome.
I did the Sea to Sky Summit Trail, like the hike there.
Okay.
It's the one where they keep on cutting the lines for the gondola. Did you hear about that one?
No, what happened?
They've cut them two
yeah,
times.
right. Yeah, no one got hurt because it was.
Yeah, it was at night. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we went to do that hike. The gondola was still down, but you could like hike up and down if you want.
And that gondola is which one? Is that in Squamish or is that in
That's in Squamish.
Squamish? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a sign that says that to watch out for peregrine falcons in the area,
Oh.
and that they will like dive bomb the climbers on the Chief.
Oh.
Because it's the same start as like the Chief hike, and to do the Sea to Sky
Oh.
Summit
Okay.
Trail. Yeah,
That's
I was
interesting.
like, that's crazy. They're like supposed to be the fastest animal.
Oh, because they dive really fast, right?
Yeah,
Huh. I guess they must be getting close to their nests or something when they're climbing.
yeah, that's what it is.
Oh. Crazy.
That would be terrifying.
That would be.
You're like climbing.
You're stuck
It's
on-
scary enough climbing that thing. Now you have falcons like.
Oh, I would never climb that. Not in a
No,
million,
I would
million
never climb it
years.
either.
No.
No.
Yeah, you're stuck on the side of a rock face and a falcon starts dive bombing you. Getting too close to the birds. Not my idea of fun.
No.
The hike's good though. Did you do the hike?
Actually, it was raining a lot that day,
Ah.
so we went up there and we hiked to like the viewpoint, and it was like windy, and we had the rain like pelting us in the face, and I wasn't dressed properly for it, so we just got to that point and then came back down again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it looked like a beautiful hike on a nice day.
Yeah.
It would have been a great viewpoint if
Yeah.
it wasn't just all clouds.
Yeah. Gets sucked in pretty good there. It's on the west coast, and the fog rolls in pretty good. Rains a lot on that side, that north
Yeah.
shore, if you will.
Yeah.
It rains a lot there.
I think it wasn't quite as wet in the city for sure, but definitely wetter the closer we got to that hike.
The closer you get to those mountains, all the North Shore mountains.
Yeah.
I mean, it rains as much there as it does in any rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
So it rains a lot.
Yeah, it rains a lot.
Cool. Well, this has been a very, very fun discussion.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, thanks.
Anything we're missing? Any huge life experiences that we're missing? Because I don't know everything to ask you,
I don't
I know I'm
know.
putting you on the spot at the end.
Not that I can
No.
think of off the top of my
Okay.
head.
Any new goals coming up? Are you going to be going to
Uh,
school anymore? Are you going to study on anything new or specialize in anything different? Or
I will take some courses. Yeah. I'm thinking about taking some courses on like treating the jaw, like some more specialization in that. That's a bit trickier with COVID protocols because it's right in people's mouths.
Yeah.
But so I might do that. I don't know. There's always a bunch of courses that I want to take. But yeah, maybe something small to begin with just
Yeah.
because not everything's running fully yet. It's hard to find courses at the moment.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully this passes by
Yeah.
soon.
I'm thinking of, I think my main thing is like doing a little bit of teaching for the physios at the clinic that I am part owner of. So that I'm going to do coming up for sure, like small group kind of sessions.
Nice.
That's my plan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a website for your clinic?
Yes.
What is it?
It's alliedphysio.ca.
Mm-hmm.
That's the clinic that I own.
Cool.
And
That's the important one.
MyoDetox, I'm not sure. Might be .com.ca.
Okay.
It's all over social media, though.
Yeah.
Easy to spot.
They're the fancy ones.
They're very stylish, yes.
Yes. I'm gonna get a T-shirt.
A MyoDetox t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Get the Have a Nice Day one. They have like a whole like picture of Chinatown, like Vancouver's Chinatown on the back.
Oh, is
like,
that where they are?
Yeah.
Ah,
That's one of the locations anyway.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Cool.
pretty cool.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe and like and hit the bell notification, all that. Thanks for tuning in.
Good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna like push the microphone. I don't know. Like done.